Hello, everybody. Welcome to NUFC Talk TV. I'm Chris, the American Mag, bringing you another news report. Don't forget, hit the like button. Let's get to 100 likes as soon as we can. Right now, hit the like button. Don't wait any longer. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel if you're a Newcastle fan. We have live shows for you every night, late night. Some starting from 9 p.m., 9:30, 10 p.m. at night, every day, bringing you the latest discussion, panels of different fans from all different backgrounds, Newcastle United fans that want the tune to succeed. We disagree, we debate, we do it all, but we love Newcastle United. So let's get started with this news report. What is going on right now with Newcastle United? Let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. And by the way, I'm going to give you some details for a recent interview that Eddie Howe did with Sky Sports. It's about 8 minutes long on the Sky Sports YouTube channel. Check it out. Really good stuff. And I'll probably show it to you later on. So stay tuned. Watch the whole thing because we're going to dive through the latest going on with Newcastle United. A lot of bits and pieces of what's going on. Some hilarity as well. Some Alan Shearer news as well. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's not waste any time. Newcastle United will be hoping to make it 3 wins on the bounce against Nottingham Forest on Sunday afternoon. The Magpies have navigated a treacherous run of fixtures. And they have done what they can. They actually have played really good against Chelsea, against Arsenal, beating both teams really good at St. James's Park. Obviously, uh, the previous loss to that was the Chelsea loss at Stamford Bridge, a tough ground to go to. But when they come to St. James's Park, it almost feels like it's a different thing. They can't beat us at home. So the problem is not St. James's Park. The problem is going away. And this game at Nottingham Forest is going to be at the City Ground, a tough ground to say the least. Nottingham Forest right now third in the league. So the two have been training. The two have been getting prepared for this game. They have been Forest has been the surprise package of the Premier League so far this season after climbing up to third place after 10 games played. They have won 5, drawn 4, and lost only 1 game this whole season. The Reds, well, the Reds would be Liverpool, really, but anyways, Forest are taking the league by storm. Now, whether do we think that they are going to be a team to fight for the league? Probably not. And maybe that is I shouldn't say that, but based on history and based on what's happened before, um, I don't know. But they might give people trouble, and they actually might give teams like Newcastle United, like Tottenham Hotspur, like Aston Villa, like Manchester United. They might just give those teams, even Fulham right now doing well as well in the league. So in Brighton, they might be in that mix for European football. So it's a tough one with Forest, and the Tune has been training. The Tune has been doing everything. Today, as we look at the pictures, they have been getting ready for this matchup. It's going to be a really good one. It's going to be I mean, to be honest, I like to say we need to win this one. We need to beat the teams that are beatable. And although they are third, we are Newcastle United, and we do have a lot of talent. We're going to be away, but I do think that we should be able to beat Nottingham Forest. Now, remember, one thing about this one is that we're going to face two former Newcastle United players. One, Chris Wood. The last time we saw him, well, last time we saw him was in the Cup, but in the Premier League, the last time around, he visited us at St. James's Park. He destroyed us with 3 goals. He looked like prime Cristiano Ronaldo. And now we're going to meet him again in their ground. So you would assume that he's going to perform better. Not sure if he is somebody that they depend on. One player that they certainly depend on is former Geordie and Geordie, but he's not. He's always going to be a Geordie, but former Newcastle United player Anderson, Elliot Anderson. Really, really good performances this year. Been a player of the month for them. He has really been performing up to par. Anderson, playing that number 10 role with Nuno, Portuguese manager that likes pretty football, that likes good football, Jogo Bonito. And he certainly plays with a 10, which I wish we did at Newcastle United. But we don't. So what can we say? And they're certainly utilizing him. And I'm actually very, very scared that he is going to pull off something out of his hat as a number 10, create something, that a ball through, maybe even shoot. He has all the qualities, this guy. And unfortunately, we had to let him go. But PSR that killed us. I mean, really, we had no choice, to be honest. But I would just wish we would have kept him and sold other players. But those other players that we have, nobody wants them really. So what can we say? We had to sell one of our best jewels, Anderson, along with Yankuba Minte, another jewel that we could have had on the right wing side for Newcastle United this season, but we didn't. And it is what it is. There's no point of on crying over spoiled milk. It is what it is. He's gone. But in this game in particular, I do fear that the law, the old written law of football, that the that he might just score on his former team. I hope not. We're going to be playing over there. My prediction still, I maintain my prediction. Although we are playing against a team that's third right now in the league, my prediction is still very much active, and it's 1-3 Newcastle win. And maybe I will give Elliot Anderson that goal that I predict them to score. Now, listen, we're not going to get too much in the preview of this match, so stay tuned for 9:30 p.m. UK Thursday night. We do our previews on Thursday nights. We'll be talking about. We'll bring a Forest fan to have a discussion amongst the panel to talk about the full preview. We'll do player by player lineups. We'll do their lineups, our lineups, player by player comparisons, men of the match, former players to have played for Forest and Newcastle. We're going to be having fun. We do a full preview on late nights Thursday, so stay tuned for that one. So let's move on to some other news. We'll have to see. Let me know what you think about Anderson and how do you think he's going to perform. It would be interesting to see how he does, to say the least. By the way, it looks like the Premier League will summon clubs for an important meeting in a bid to change sponsorship rules, but Man City argue amendments are insufficient after successful legal challenge. From what I'm reading from the Daily Mail, they really don't care about amendments and minor changes here or there. Man City won the legal battle, and they want these rules to be eradicated from the book immediately. Clubs like Newcastle United, like us, we want the same. But other clubs don't have the same thoughts in mind. So right now, we're going into a back and forth. We're going into a back and forth. Like I said, the Premier League has called for a crunch summit in a bid to change the sponsorship rules. But right now, there is an epiphany on what's going to be changed. Um, as we know, that the APT rules are deemed as unlawful by the law of the land. And also, there's apparently in this meeting, they want to talk about these loans as well. They want to bring up these loans that other teams are essentially just loaned in themselves, like an Arsenal, like a Man United, like a Liverpool, like a Tottenham Hotspur. Although they say Tottenham Hotspur doesn't have any debt, so I'm not sure, but they're saying that here. So I don't know. All of that seems fishy anyway. All of that seems fishy. Loaning yourself money. Why can't we loan ourselves money as well? And so that is the predicament. And the Premier League doesn't want to discuss none of that. They want to discuss amendments on the APT rules. However, Man City, the big dog in charge right now, ahead of the negotiations, and basically, well, they are the only team that sued the Premier League and won. Newcastle United right now staying outside of any it, they're not really want to be involved. They just want to watch from the shadows and see what happens. And of course, a lot of Newcastle fans are thinking that whatever happens in Manchester City's favor is going to be in favor of Newcastle United as well. I don't know if that's as black as white as that seems. As we know, one of our correspondents, the mighty Win, thinks that we should have been getting deals already. That we should have been getting 1 billion from Aramco per month right now. And I said I don't think it's easier. Is that easy? He believes that they have all the money in the world, so they'll just give us all the money in the world because we are under the same management, to say the least. And I don't think that works like that. I think those companies are interested in making money themselves. They're not in the business of giving money away. And I do agree, Aramco has a lot of money. Sela has a lot of money, but it has to make sense for Aramco and for Sela to sponsor Newcastle United with a lot of money as well. And like I said, we have to wait and see. I'm not exactly sure how and what is going to happen. The Premier League wants to have this meeting. Man City want to bring in the loans as well into the discussion. I don't know is Newcastle United. I don't know who is going to go to represent Newcastle United. As we know, unfortunately, Darren Eales, our CEO, would be the one in charge to go and represent the Magpies. But at this moment in time, he is sick. He's dealing with a sickness, with an illness, and of course, not sure that he will be available. We have seen Darren Eales be very active out there, so he's been doing his job. And bless him for really putting the work in and getting the job done. So maybe he will go. There were some rumors from some fans on X that Al Rumayan is going to be heading there as well. I don't know if that's going to happen. I would doubt that that's what's going to happen. I don't know if Al Rumayan is interested in going to have meetings with Masters Premier League president at the moment. But that's what's going on as far as that. Let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Of course, the chat will be scrolling as this video premieres. So there you go. Let us know your thoughts on this one. By the way, the mag posted this right here, and it looks like Wor Flags is asking for Newcastle United fans for a favor for if you can help out. Basically, what they're doing is a Kevin Keegan King Cave special display. Obviously, with the departure of Mike Ashley, it meant the return of Wor Flags to the stadium, and now we have been enjoying them for the last 2.5, 3 years, actually 3+ years of the takeover. They have been coming to the matches, and they've been doing a really good job when it comes to the atmosphere and all of that related to the club. So I think they've been doing a great job, and now they're asking for help because they are going to be doing a display for Kevin Keegan, and they said we have something big planned. Please help us do it justice by making a donation. If you want to donate, you can do that. Help them out, bring atmosphere and solidify the atmosphere at St. James's Park, especially um, to to do something special for King Kev, who's been actually somewhat distant from the club these past few years. Really, I mean, haven't seen much from King Kev. He's been obviously great for our club. He's a legend of the tune, and it's the last times around he's been sort of absent. He made an appearance with Eddie Howe not too long ago in the Newcastle Awards, I think, ceremony a year and a half ago maybe, and he was there. But he's really not been a legend, and actually not a lot of them. I do see Nabi Solano the other day on the match day. He was there. He was having a good time, signing autographs, etc. And but King Kev needs to be probably one of the other ones that could argue a statue outside of St. James's Park. If Bobby Robson has a statue, which I do, Sir Bobby, well, King Kev should, because King Kev went out there and he competed for the league and he brought Newcastle United back uh, to to the main event. He was competing for the league. He got us from a tough spot when he first got the club, got us back, fighting for the league, competing against the big dogs, and unfortunately he had to leave. Second time around didn't work out because of Mike Ashley. But yeah, I mean, if you can't help out, but I do believe that King Kev, he needs to be celebrated, to say the least, for from the Toon fans. All right, let's go with the next piece of news, and it is that Lewis Hall is being in consideration, being in contention for an England call-up. A lot of people have been talking about this, and he's been performing really well for Newcastle United. According to Talksport and Sky Sports, both believe that the current manager, Tuchel, is taking a really hard look and consideration in Lewis Hall, young lad. He's been playing for the England under 21. But I tell you what, I don't know what other English talent has been playing as a left back as good as Lewis Hall. You guys tell me. You guys are English. Let me know what other player could be playing above Lewis Hall. And even if he's not going to be starting, I think he deserves a call up because of his performances. He doesn't have to start. Obviously, he's a young guy, so possibly more than likely he's not going to start. It's good that he gets minute, that he gets acclimated with the team in international football. You know me, I love me some international football, so I think it'll be great. Also, Stuart Pearce pushes claims of that he is a Newcastle star already. Mr. Stuart Pearce came out and said, I think the fact I think the fact that Lewis Hall is a natural left footer helps. They, England, have put a right footed left backs in there in recent years. Having watched him play against Arsenal and bearing in mind who he was up against, Saka, who, if you show any weakness, exploits it. I think he dealt with him brilliantly. From a defensive point of view, I thought he was outstanding and showed real maturity. He is playing regularly for Newcastle United, and it would be more of a surprise if he wasn't in the team than if he was. He gives natural balance. Last but not least, Pierce said some of the players who have played left back for England have either not offered us enough going forward or defensively being frail. What do you think about Mr. Pierce's comments about Lewis Hall? I mean, you got to agree, don't you? I mean, what do you think? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comment section below. I think he's been doing amazing. And why not give this kid an opportunity? I think he deserves it. He deserves it. Spot on. Spot on. And now let us go with Shay Given as he accidentally breaks the football focus set by celebrating Alexander Isak's goal. See, we're getting a lot of these nuggets from social media about the last performance against Arsenal. Let's take a look at what Mr. Shay Given, the top goalkeeper for Newcastle United in Newcastle United's history, the one with the most appearances, certainly. Not only goalkeepers, but all time. So any player. But there you go. Let's take a listen. Let's take a watch.
I'm just going to let you in on a little secret, live on BBC One. It's been a bit chaotic in this studio. Shay Given has just broken part of the set. Why have you broken part of the set?
I just kicked the table by mistake, so I apologise.
Yeah, but why did you do that?
Why did I do that? Because Isak has just scored against Arsenal. Brilliant cross from Anthony Gordon. Isak header, top corner, 1-0 to the tune.
All right, and now let's go with Mr. Alan Shearer. From one legend to another is another nugget that we got from that performance is that Mr. Ian Wright tells Alan Shearer to shut up. And it was a bit of a next-rated rant, giggling Alan Shearer after Newcastle's stunt against Arsenal. Let's take a look.
What? It was only 1-0.
Shut your mouth.
We love you, Righty. We love you.
This is how that goal went down in the green room.
Whip!
Whip, is that what you said?
Yes! What a goal that is! What a cross! What a cross! That was a cross from the 90s!
With that being said, Mr. Alan Shearer reveals toughest opponent, and it wasn't Roy Keane. Obviously, we know that Roy Keane scene when they started fighting and they started arguing against each other. That actually built my hatred against Roy Keane. Really hated him, and even today, I really don't rate him much, to be fair. But he says that wasn't his toughest opponent. He reveals who left him with 7 stitches and a broken nose, and it wasn't Roy Keane. Oh man, look at these pictures. Unbelievable. Shearer joined fellow Match of the Day colleagues Gary Lineker and Micah Richards on the Rest is Football podcast to discuss his toughest physical battle. And but the 54-year-old overlooked Keane in favor of Arsenal enforcer Tony Adams. Alan Shearer recalled a brutal clash against the Gunners in the late 90s where Adams busted his nose. He explained, I remember walking off Highbury once and had 7 stitches on my lip, right up the middle, and a broken nose. That was a decent battle, yeah? He added to laughs from Lineker and Richards. He continued saying, my nose is pretty straight now. 3 times I had it broken. So what do you think about that story about Alan Shearer, who has the best stories, by the way? So you got to pay attention to him, and we're always going to try to bring those on this one. By the way, let's go with this. As Newcastle United announced a mini upgrade outside of St. James's Park in a PSR boost, I guess you can say. A lot of people didn't think that the stack was going to be a boost as far as PSR is concerned. I'm sure it is, and they probably have been surprised about the amount of people that are going to the stack week in and week out. But this next update will help them get a little more money and help with the PSR restrictions. And it is that Newcastle United Chiefs are about to roll out a new addition to the club's popular Stack fan zone outside of St. James's Park. as it is popular. The popular venue on Strawberry Place has catered for thousands of hungry and thirsty fans since the doors swung open for business in August. It's got a capacity of 3,000 people, and to be honest, it's an unbelievable thing. I can't wait to go there in January and enjoy it. But from pictures and everything else, it's been just an unbelievable stuff. A Stack spokesman said, "The winter is coming, but don't worry. We've got you covered, literally. Stay tuned for an announcement about our winter stretch tent coming to to the St. James's Stack. Whether it's rain, shine, or even snow, you can count on us to keep things toasty, warm for everyone who visits." Speaking about the Stack and the club shop, which opened last week, by the way, Darren Niels said, "It's a part of our journey. Everything we're doing as a club, like the Stack, is to be best in class. This is just another example. Shout out to the ownership and Adidas in terms of the investment this took. We're really excited for our supporters." And so there you go. It looks like some people might have been concerned about the winter and possibly not being able to enjoy the Stack. Well, that's not going to be a problem. Newcastle United and the owners are going to be making sure that every fan is covered, taken care of, and to somewhat extent warm. I mean, from what I've seen, there's chairs outside and all that, so it's kind of going to be hard to stay warm outside anyway. But at least you might be covered, and you might still be enjoying the atmosphere and on match days, of course, at the Stack. Another nugget from the game against Arsenal, which we're getting a lot of, and is that according to, well, not according, it's a fact now, Conor McGregor was visiting the match between Newcastle United and Arsenal, and Mr. Jim White from Talksport, he has a show with Simon Jordan, he had a few words with him after the game, and Conor McGregor, he spoke about Newcastle United's atmosphere at St. James's Park. Let's take a listen.
White for Talksport. It's great to see you at St James's Park. What do you make of it so far?
Jim, it's awesome to be here at Newcastle's home ground, St James's, and it's awesome. What an arena, what a stadium. Has a lot of character. I'm excited to see the game unfold. Big game here today.
I know you love passionate fans, but what do you make of these Newcastle fans? This home support is special, isn't it?
You know, it's a pit in there. It's a bear pit, so it's intense. I see even the Arsenal fans, where they're putting the Arsenal fans right up the top of the arena. But in fairness, the Arsenal fans have travelled also. So it's always great to see passionate fans, and I'm here enjoying the spectacle.
Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, let's just update you on the new stadium. And it is just recent reports that Luke Edwards, who's been really busy getting information about the new stadium, and also Mark Douglas, who came out today, and spoke and updated on the new stadium. And it looks like Newcastle United are planning to rebuild. Right now, what looks like the plans are going to be is a rebuild of St. James's, or the current site of St. James's Park. Very much, that plan is very much in play, and Luke Edwards says as he has reported, and Mark Douglas came out with an information saying that Newcastle plan talks with Metro operator over stadium vision, as experts tell iPaper Sport. Spectacular Gallagade solution is possible for the St. James. We're going to have to do a show on this, probably with the lads. And so stay tuned for the late night shows. So that looks like to be where PIF and the owners and the rest of the owners and everybody is leaning towards at this point in time. We still have to wait until next year, somewhere around January, for something to be announced. But that's what it looks like. And a lot of fans are already giving their opinions, and they're not liking too much the fact that we might stay at the same location. Me, if it's big, if it's nice, and it allocates a lot of fans, and we still maintain the building, I'm good with it. And if it works out, perfect. And if it becomes state of the art with possible restaurants and food, beverages, and all that, I would enjoy that. But a lot of people are already commenting. Michael Martin, here there's a commenter under Luke Edwards' post, says, if we move, we'll get far more for our money than a workaround at St. James's Park. Luke Edwards responds saying, it's a knockdown and rebuild option to stay at St. James's Park too. I still think trying to build on Lee's Park will run into all sorts of problems. In truth, it's all ifs, buts, and maybes. Still, and we just have to wait until the new year for more information. So there you go. That is what we have to do. Just keep on waiting, but we're going to keep you always updated here on NUFC Talk TV. My name is Chris, the American Mag. Don't forget, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, become a member if you can, and enjoy exclusive content, exclusive videos, exclusive live shows, in our full catalog of every single video that we put up. So thank you so much for your support. We will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.